Hello again everyone, Bob Martin with the Nautilus Dry Docks, and wanted to start out this build of a German Type VII U-boat kit. It's been supplied by Arc Model out of China. It's actually coming along really well. We're at the very beginning stages. This will be chapter 1 of the build blog, and I hope you'll join me for the rest of it. Alright, let's start out with just a general overview and impression of the kit. As I said in the initial sort of scoping video that I did a little while ago, I'm actually really impressed with the quality. Arc Model has a series of other model kits that they put out, and you can tell that they know what they're doing. Of course, all of the detail is nice and crisp, if not, as intricate as it could be. Is still exceptionally good, and the fit and finish is really well put together. It's really well engineered as well. You can see that these plastic parts have embedded metal bushings. All of your hardware is supplied as well, all of these stainless steel bolts and such. And the neat thing about this that I really like versus some of the Revell of Germany kits is that this model kit was actually designed for RC operation right from the get-go. So it's designed for linkages, it's designed for actuation, and not just a display model. So it certainly makes making this a functional model much easier. So really all I'm doing is I'm going through the instruction booklet, and the instructions are fairly good so far. Working on the stern here to begin with. I've got the the rear linkages set up, the stern planes, and the rudders. I got the bushings for the main drive shaft installed here, and then what I actually did, I cut down this little notch right here, because the way that this is designed is this slips in, and this part right here is what holds it together, and it kind of slips in the center section, sandwiches it together, but that means that you have to split everything apart to remove the back section. And by shaving this front lip off, I can actually slip the entire rear section of the hull right into that and then bolt it together, and that's how the cylinder, the main drive cylinder, is going to get installed. Moving up to the front here, I've got some fake torpedo tubes installed. I made these out of aluminum tubing, glued them in place just so that you get that impression of tubes when you look in there. What I'm working on right now is getting these forward torpedo shutters to work, and I don't know if those are going to actually function off of the cylinder, but it'll certainly allow the owner to decide whether or not he wants to run it with the shutters open or closed. Okay, some more progress to report. Working on the conning tower, and again, this the kit's going together really nicely. Got some operational hatches there with some nice detail on it. We got some periscope allowances here, just slip nicely into the proper receptacles. All of the linkages have been completed in the rear of the boat. One thing that I did find a little bit challenging was getting full throw on the rudder, because it is pretty tight in there. So this is about maximum throw that I can get on the back, and that's certainly adequate, but it took a little bit of work inside and modification of the stock pieces to get full throw in there. I've joined the front hull section to the middle one. I'm going to fill up these seams so you're not going to see them at all. The linkages for the torpedo shutters are also complete. I just need to run a rod so that I can actually show them to you, but they do actuate completely. They work really well, and that'll be a really neat scale, you know, detail to the boat once we get that thing up and running as well. So all in all, making some good progress. Going to continue building up the conning tower here. Okay, moving right along here, I've finished up the conning tower. Got all the photo etch brass detail installed in there. That's basically ready for primer as it stands right now. The torpedo shutters have been completed. I've got a couple of linkages in there. Don't think I'm going to be hooking them up for RC control, but you can certainly push and pull them to open and close the shutters. It actually works really well. All of the details have been applied to the upper deck as well, including the construction of the deck gun. And this is kind of cool. So I actually installed magnet in the bottom, and there is likewise another one in the base there. So this just slips in and locks down magnetically. Still allows to swivel, but it won't be popping off during submerged operations of the boat. All of the hatches are fully functional. What I've been really spending more of my time on, though, has been the cylinder, and this is a custom cylinder that I've created. It's based off of sort of the guts of a Caswell unit with a lot of modifications. So obviously a dual motor setup. It's going to be a pump-based system, and you can see the air pump in the bottom there. It is going to have remote on-off functionality, and this is the remote unit right there. And this is the remote fob. This is a 6-channel radio from Vex Robotics. Going to be controlling it. And this is a solenoid-based vent system. Reason being, I didn't want to punch holes in the system and fabricate my own vent in there. I wanted something electric rather than mechanical. So we're going to run the leads out the back here, and that'll be connected and controlled from an SES switch unit by Subtech. You can see how it works. If you look on there, you can see a little hole opening up underneath. All in all, it's turning out really good. I like this cylinder. I beefed up the size of the tank. I made it shorter and fatter. The problem with long, narrow tanks is that when you accelerate hard or decelerate hard, the water will slosh forward or back, and it'll tip the center of gravity forward or back, and it can upset the trim of your boat quite significantly. So this is where we are at right now. We're going to continue working along. As you can see here too, before I forget, there is a speaker, and yes, this is going to have an angle sound module right here. It has up to 20 sounds that can be played right from the transmitter. So there you go, everyone. That is sort of phase 1 of the buildup of this Type VII RC boat in 48 scale. Hope you'll join me for chapter 2, where I continue on the build. Thanks for joining me, and we'll catch you next time.
level. In March and April of 1942, he sank 8 ships.